Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex news update. And today we have the official promo spoiler for Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 14, which this one is going to be coming to us courtesy of V-Jump magazine. So that's the magazine that publishes the Boruto chapters each month. As a reminder, for the timetable this month, since YouTube says 60% of the viewers last month are new viewers, Chapter 14 drops officially on the 20th this month, so there's no scheduled break for Boruto in September. The official Chapter 14 teaser from the Naruto website will be out on the 15th, so Sunday after next, and full spoilers for the chapter are likely to be out between the 15th and 18th, depending on when someone gets the magazine early, i.e. leakers, and the second official teaser will be out on the 18th from the official Naruto website as well. The review will likely be up on the 21st or 22nd, depending on when we get the leaks. So now that we got all that out the way, let's jump into the V-Jump magazine promotional teaser and look at what it has to say. And this month it serves two purposes. The first is to hype up Chapter 14, and the other is to promote Volume 3 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, which, due to heavy competition from new volume releases by huge series like Spy Family and Hunter x Hunter, is going to be debuting at number 5 on the charts in the next few days. For the teaser, it pretty much tells us that Chapter 14 is keeping its foot on the gas even further right now, and it's not letting up like some of us thought might be the case based on how the last chapter ended off. The first line says that Jura's target is Naruto Uzumaki. The second line says that Hidari's target is Sarada Uchiha. So right there, we know both Hidari and Jura, they're still locked in on their respective targets despite the setbacks that were encountered in their first trip to Konoha. Hidari is still planning to go after Sarada, but this is likely due to what we see in regards to him getting bullied by Boruto and Sarada in his first attempt to consume Sarada. This is pretty huge, just given that it goes to show exactly why Boruto wanted to destroy Hidari in one shot and prevent him from surviving the Rasengan Uzuhiko, and it's because a critical element of Naruto's lore is still in effect here, which is that when you use your ace in the whole jutsu, you better be selective when you use it. If you don't finish your enemy with it, then they have time to reflect on it, on what it was, what they saw, and then make adjustments. Adjustments make counterattacks that can be used to exploit your weaknesses that you might not have been aware of with your jutsu, though in Boruto's case, given Kashin Koji does use 10 direction shinjutsu to be able to see all possible futures, he likely already saw the weakness to that jutsu that crushed the version of Boruto who failed in the other possible timelines when he used the Rasengan Uzuhiko. That also likely means that there is something else for this jutsu that makes it a vulnerable jutsu besides requiring both feet on the ground when gathering chakra for the attack, something that Boruto is worried would do him in. Hence this sense of urgency. Hidari might have been finished off by Kawaki, but the Thorn Soul Bulb was returned to Jura, and Hidari has now been revived and was confirmed to have retained all of his memories, which means he has the information on the Rasengan Uzuhiko for the next time he encounters Boruto, so expect an adjustment to be made. For Jura, his remaining target being unchanged from Naruto, it means two huge things. The first thing it means is that there is still some interest in seeking out Naruto. At first, it was to seek out Naruto because he possessed chakra from the Nine Tails, which that in turn made him look for Himawari because she was now in possession of the Nine Tails power, which Jura wants because even though it belonged to a different version of the Ten Tails, it is still a power that came from the Divine Tree. The idea that Jura hasn't lost focus on looking for Naruto, it is interesting because it means Kawaki's nightmare that Damon warned him about is still in effect. Those awakened Shinju are going to continue to make trouble for him in the future. It's only a matter of time before people continuously hear the enemy saying, "Where's Naruto Uzumaki?" before they start giving Kawaki the side eye, just like Damon said that they would. Now, the next lines that we have here are that the threat of the God Tree to Konoha and the God Tree driven by pure instincts to devour their targets, those are huge. This part, though, is self-explanatory, so let's look at them point by point. Konoha has already been alerted to the existence of the awakened Shinju. They've seen that for the most part, these things, on top of being on a different level than any of the claw grimes that they were able to successfully fight off when Code came, but they also have been made aware that the awakened Shinju are more powerful than any of them could have ever hoped to combat for the most part. They've only faced 2 of them, yet look at the data that someone like Shikamaru has at his disposal now. The weaker of the 2, Hidari, is someone who on one hand Sarada was able to damage with the Chidori, yet he possesses auto regeneration abilities which made what should have been a mortal wound one that didn't matter. He's crafty enough with his Rinnegan that he placed claw marks behind Sarada and class up before either of them knew what happened and sneak attacked them in result. So if you're fighting someone who doesn't have to touch the surface that they want to place a claw mark on, but they can also literally look where they want to place them and have them manifest instantaneously, that's a problem. The speed at which they're done is fast enough that even Boruto didn't realize what happened until it was too late. So that's a problem for sure in that regard. Then you also have the other issue of terms of raw power. He's out of his weight class when it comes to most of your shinobi. He's just that guy compared to your average Konoha ninja. Konohamaru, despite having the Rasengan barrier, which combines the Rasengan's changing chakra shape properties with the wind release chakra, which is superior to lightning release that the Chidori uses. Despite this, Konohamaru still got blown back by the attack, which is alarming in that regard because it means the elemental advantage and the added boost of changing chakra shape, it means nothing to a combatant like this like it traditionally would. He's also someone who, despite being hit by Boruto's strongest attack, which was nearly at full power, and despite being launched directly into the attack by Sarada, so it would have done more damage, Hidari still survives, so the durability is also an issue here. Then you have Jura, someone who was so strong that even without trying, he hit Kawaki with the 2-piece, no biscuit, no drink, no sauce, and he put that boy to sleep. The fact that you have someone that strong that even the Chroma Seal amp for Kawaki is meaningless, to a point that Kawaki and Delta don't even think about tag teaming the guy despite having the numbers advantage, it means that things are about to get even more out of hand than they already were because he's unrivaled in power, with the only question mark that we have right now being where does Damon scale against the guy, which we won't know until Damon is allowed to fight at full power. Not even Himawari using Chroma's chakra and having a higher affinity for it than Naruto, that didn't matter. She still fell short of doing any damage to Jura, which means you have no real answer here. You're back in the same boat as when Ishiki pulled up, when Shikamaru in the animes apologizing to everyone while Tsunade and Kakashi are watching, and he says, "I'm sorry, but I have no answers for how to deal with this guy. Please defend our village and try not to die." Then you add in the fact that there are 2 more Shinju out there. One is Mamushi, who is strong enough that he was able to put base Boruto on a brief defensive, which, reminder, Mamushi is the bug Shinju, and Matsuri, whose power is relatively unknown. It makes you go to Konoha and say that you're screwed if they're all at a bare minimum relative to Hidari, which I don't think is crazy. Then you add in the 5th Shinju, which is being made currently, and Kashin Koji's 10 Directions vision said that there will be several more awakened Shinju being made. It means that the walls are beginning to close in even tighter for Konoha Shinobi than they previously were, and they're running out of options here. That brings us to our last point, which makes this even more troublesome. It says that to attack Konoha and use all ninja strength to will power. When you couple that with the prior statement about the Shinju still seeking out their targets, it opens up the door for an even bigger scenario. That the real reason Kashin Koji said how troublesome isn't because his toe got caught, but the potential for all the Shinju to come to Konoha right now. This wasn't so much as Konoha won, so much as Jura took the time to leave the battlefield to reassess his situation and come up with his adjustments as he needed. If this is his grand push into Konoha, like it is implied, then it means that Jura is going all in for it. If this is merely hyping up Jura's next move, which I tend to believe that it is, then it means that Jura is planning to do something else that catches Konoha off guard while they're still trying to recover from the damage of his last invasion. While he himself didn't do mass scale damage per se, not every victory is measured by how many people are on the side that you defeat. Sometimes having the display of power that lets your enemy know that you're the one in control, that is enough. Sometimes letting your enemy make moves so that you can study their behavior, that's all that you need. In some battles, the war, it is won by a series of moves that are specifically made because the first move is set into place. Right now, it seems like Jura, he's moving more pieces on the chessboard for something that we aren't expecting as readers. Regardless, based on this promotional preview, it does seem like we're going to be in for a treat with this upcoming chapter, and things are going to keep their foot on the gas moving forward, even with the interrogation of Boruto being what we're heading into, which that is refreshing. I like the pacing and the time skip so far. Again, for the people who are new to the channel, this is the V-Jump promotional teaser for the chapter. Official spoilers from the Naruto website, they're going to drop on the 15th and the 18th. Full chapter leaks will depend on when the leakers get their hands on the magazine, but they're usually out between the 15th and the 18th each month, and the chapter, it comes out on the 20th this month. In the meantime, click here on the left to check out my new Chainsaw Man chapter review, because Jesus, that chapter got dark, and click here on the right for the new Naruto Explained video.